Her name is Trinh Truong, and she is currently a sophomore at Yale University. And Trinh, good morning. We saw your post yesterday. We had Trinh in studio a while back. She has big plans for her life. And,
a couple of years ago now.
It has been. She's already a sophomore. So, Trinh, what are your thoughts on what is happening? And you put a post up of your mom and you many years ago entering through Hancock Airport.
Yeah, I think what's happening is just like fundamentally un-American. I think the refugee resettlement program was a moral testament to who we are as people, a welcoming people, people that stood for justice, and people that return favors to people that have helped them overseas.
Yeah. Senator Griffo came out with a statement today, and basically saying, these are whiners. They're protesting a bunch of whiners. What do you say to the New York State Senator?
Tenney also said the same thing, but I think Griffo's statement was much better articulated. I don't think protesting right now is whining. I think people are getting engaged in their government again. And yeah. I've been in activism a long time, and I've never seen people out like they have been.
Yeah.
And I think that protesters and activists and lawyers that dropped everything when airports started detaining people last week are the reason why some people were able to come into the United States after everything was like legally set.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the refugees that were like cleared to be here, people with visas that, were just unfortunately like in the air when this unconstitutional executive order was like passed. I think that the American people did what was right when they got out in the streets and were protesting.
And listen, you're studying this, and you're certainly working with refugee centers. You've done internships, and you have big plans to do things when you get out of school. So I'll ask you. You say unconstitutional. I don't know that it's unconstitutional. I mean, it's not a religious. It's not, even though there's enough history that one could come to the conclusion that this is a ban on Muslims. But to put basically a pause the system, is that unconstitutional, in your opinion?
Well, I think people need to stop oversimplifying it and saying that it's pausing the system. I mean, he's halting refugee resettlement for 90 days, yes, but I think but Syrian refugees are banned indefinitely, and Muslim refugees are not going to be prioritized. Christian refugees are going to be prioritized over them.
Yeah, that was a statement that I could not believe that President Trump made to the Christian Science Monitor, saying, "Yes, we'll speed up the process for the Christians." I mean, that
seems unconstitutional to me.
That's unconstitutional. Yeah.
Yes.
That's and that will be that statement he made, is going to be a part of any legal action. I would assume. What are you going to be, by the way, Trinh? What are your goals at this point in life?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I kind of had a 10-year plan, finished my first semester here, and threw it out. I think right now, after undergrad, I'd like to get a master's in science of forced migration at Oxford University.
Nice.
It's the best refugee migration program in the world. And then after that, I'd like to come back to Yale Law.
Wow. So you really want to take your experience as a refugee, coming in with your mom through Hancock Airport in Syracuse, and the successes you had in Utica. You really want to. That's where you want to go. You want to. That's going to be what inspires you to do your life's work, you believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think growing up in Utica and like having my family background kind of taught me the importance of believing in human rights. And up until that executive order was signed, I think the United States was a firm proponent of human rights.
Yeah.
Of course, barring the drone strike. So, I think that human rights, they need to be defended, especially within these next 4 years. And hopefully I can contribute to that.
All right. The Observer-Dispatch put out a story today, an editorial today, making a connection between Nazi Germany and the apathetic approach that the Germans took to Adolf Hitler. They made that connection to the Trump administration. Is that going too far in your collegiate opinion?
In my collegiate opinion, studying with some of the best historians and political scientists here at Yale, absolutely not. I'm going to a teach-in tomorrow by one of the most accredited history professors in the world, Timothy Snyder, and he's giving a talk on fighting totalitarianism because that's literally what we're going through. I didn't think like during the election, I thought, like maybe this is a little far-fetched, like he hasn't actually done anything, we'll see. But the egregious abuse of executive order, using law to single out specific groups like Muslims and purging the executive branch, that's seeming a little Nazi Germany-esque to me.
Yeah, not necessarily what came after. Obviously, the murdering of Jews, the trying to rid the planet of Jews, but how he came to power. That's really the connection that the OD is trying to draw here today.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
Trent, listen, wherever people stand on their politics, you cannot deny the fact that you came in as a refugee. You worked really, really hard. You're incredibly smart, and you're a stinking sophomore at Yale. So people are very proud of what you're accomplishing over there.
Right. And you know what I say to them? Like everyone's like, someone asked me yesterday, they're like, well, you're the exception. You worked hard. Like your family's doing great for themselves. And I'm like, yeah, but like maybe the next exception is a Syrian girl that
very good
can't
point.
be resettled now because of the executive order.
Interesting point. Sit tight, Trent. I got a break.